I saw the
with actually
pictures.
a cool white wine as well.
I saw the pictures you posted. Like I was like, oh, did he call in rich or what?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Seb and Dennis show. This is Dennis, I'm Seb, and we are here at Gaijin. So we're gonna have a chat with the owners, Dan and George. And yeah, I would say let's go inside and see what I have to say.
Also check out the description down below to win an amazing dinner at Gaijin as soon as the restaurant will open up.
All right, let's go inside.
We're here with Chef Dan Shu, who is the chef from Gaijin Izakaya, and you will show us now something that you cook for your beloved guests. So tell us, what are you doing today?
We wanted to do a dish that we usually do in the restaurant when the restaurant's actually open. It's Wagyu beef short ribs. We cook it sous vide for 36 hours. Looks like this.
So let's talk a bit about your background as a chef.
Yeah, I was born in Asia. I was born in China, and then I moved to Canada at a very young age. And then before that, always really loved cooking. My family and everyone, we've always really loved cooking and eating together as a family. So that kind of translated more and more into something I really wanted to do for a living. And basically what we wanted to do is to have Gaijin has always been a restaurant that I dreamed to have. Yeah. And to do a restaurant that brings a lot of friends and family together, and they can come here and eat here as if it's like their own house. I've cooked in Michelin star restaurants my whole life. Yeah. And I just felt like I love the food, I love the ingredients that's used, but why couldn't we do it a lot simpler? Yeah. In a way where maybe people will want to cook at home, but they're too scared to use like the high-end ingredients and stuff like that to cook at home. So we try to play with that a little bit for Gaijin.
You cooked in how many Michelin restaurants? In two, right?
Yeah.
At Daniel's and in Alinea.
So I cooked in Danielle and Alinea. At Danielle, I was there for about a year and a half, 2 years.
That's in New York, right?
Yeah, it's in New York. So that's a 2-star restaurant. And then I was in Alinea for a whole summer to learn how to cook the molecular or the high-end gastronomy of like very technical, scientific cooking. Yeah. And after I moved to Zurich, I was fortunate enough to sort of do street food and work with the boys at the Vomit Brothers that did the Bite, Yardbird, Brisket, and I helped them open Yardbird, and then now, yeah, we're lucky enough to have this here ourselves. That's cool.
How is the pressure in a Michelin star restaurant? I mean, is it like every dish has to be like the best dish ever? I mean, obviously in every restaurant is it that way, but in a Michelin star restaurant I think it's a bit different than in a normal restaurant,
Yes,
let's say.
yes.
Is it like you fuck up once and then you're gone, or
So what we always say is every night is the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You play your best game every single night because you know that for the guests that are coming in to eat, that is going to be what we call their ABC meals, their anniversary, birthdays, and celebrations. People are at Danielle, they're at Alinea, they're there to celebrate a very important moment in their life. And if they're there to celebrate that, it will be very bad on our side to not showcase the best that we have to offer. When we opened Gaijin, we wanted to have that, but not the same sort of pressure. And we said to ourselves, we wanted to be a neighborhood restaurant, and we wanted the place to be something that people can come and celebrate their birthday, or they can just come here and get drunk off like our beers and just grab a chicken burger kind of thing if they want to. So we don't want to tell the guests how they should eat in the restaurant.
like mostly the thing that what I saw like on videos, like that chefs get so fucked up at the karaoke bar, and then they go straight to the restaurant, like perform like under pressure. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, how they can handle this. Yeah. But
and with no drugs. Chefs do not do drugs. That's not what chefs do.
but
Absolutely not.
This is a good point, actually. do you think there's a huge substance problem in the kitchen? Like, I mean, you hear like about that a lot. Like, okay, cooks or chefs or alcoholics mostly, or like they need drugs to perform at like the highest level. Do you think that's true, or is it just like a cliche?
So I would say that. I think with any industry that's high stress, you end up with a lot of pressure to perform and to do the best job possible. With a lot of these kind of industries, be it cooking or let's say in stock brokers and air traffic controllers, it's all very high stress jobs. It's just the only thing is chefs don't get paid as much compared to those guys. So, you know, there's not as many ways for chefs to sort of find therapy. And substance abuse, unfortunately, becomes the way for a lot of chefs to be able to cope with how to deal with the pressure all the time.
Absolutely.
You have to numb yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
great.
Oh, let's check this out. Man, this looks amazing.
So how are the potatoes? I mean,
So,
we cut them well.
look at these Michelin star potatoes.
The meat is coming from where?
The short rib that we use, this is an Australian short rib.
Alright.
So it's a beef short rib, and you can see
looks
that
so
the
good.
marbling is super, super nice on it.
That looks so good.
And then all we do is we cook it sous vide as a sort of way that I learned to cook with the chefs from New York. And what we do is we have the dishes. It's already pre-done. All we have to do is just give it a smoky flavor over the top of the meat. What we always want to do is we want to add a little bit of freshness.
What's that?
So this is shiso.
Shiso.
It's from the mint family. It's like it's a Japanese mint, and they like to use it for a lot of dishes that, you know, let's say if it has a heaviness to it, if something that's very fatty, they like to add a little bit of shiso just to give it a lightness.
Do you learn this stuff in culinary school, or is it just like, oh yeah, did you actually go to culinary school, or did you learn it for yourself and then you were just like, yeah, I want to be a chef?
I actually never went to culinary school, and then I went to New York actually for a trial shift at Danielle. And when I went for the trial shift, they said to me that if you don't have a cooking certificate or a diploma, the U.S. government won't be able to take you in for you to come to New York to cook. So I had known how to cook already. I had been cooking at the Four Seasons in Vancouver already.
Baller.
To cook, to learn how to cook at a cooking school, just to sort of see what the fundamentals are and stuff like
Yeah.
I see.
I have one more question regarding like a Michelin star restaurant. This is what I heard. It doesn't have to be true, but I heard that when let's say 5 people are at one table, right? And one of you're about to bring out the dishes all together, obviously. One person from the table decides to have a smoke break or bathroom break.
Yes.
Do you throw all the plates then away because it's not as good anymore because they had to wait, and you do everything again, or how do you handle like a situation like this?
So okay, I think the most important thing is it depends on the dish. If the dish is, we've had multiple situations like that happen where people do go for a smoke. I mean, there's nothing we can do, right? They're gonna go for a smoke. Who are we to say don't go? So
And you have to bring them out all together, the plates. This is the rule, right, of the Michelin?
yes, exactly. So the idea is to basically, you leave the dish for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and if it's not good enough, then you refire it. You refire as in you have to make a new dish altogether. Because the point is, you don't serve people food that's out there for 10 minutes. They're there for their ABCs, right?
Yeah.
They're there for the ABCs. We need to do our job to make sure that they have the best possible experience.
Obviously, yes.
Are you guys following like food trends here for Gaijin, or it's like all created by yourself?
So I would say this. Like, I think when it comes to food trend, there needs to be importance to the food regarding how it's presented and how like if it's delicious. I'm not gonna serve you sushi burritos just because it's good for Instagram.
Yeah,
It needs to taste good, and that's the most important.
Yeah.
true.
And that looks so good.
What's that sauce?
So the sauce is the braising liquid from the trimmings of the beef short rib.
I mean, the potatoes are on us.
Yeah,
so
you guys made this. I didn't do anything.
this is crazy.
Okay, let's try this. Oh god. Oh shit. Definitely so good.
This is insane, man.
You know, we joke around a lot, George, my partner, and I, and we always say, "Hey, make it Asian," because like, you know, my background's been cooking French fine dining my entire life, and Gaijin is actually the first time I ever cooked Asian or like Japanese, Chinese, Korean, when I cook these kind of flavors for paying guests.
Yes, yes.
So we joke around about it being it has to be Asian, but it needs to sort of click with the background that we all have.
Yeah.
And for George, he really likes comfort food, so we always aim to hit a lot of the notes for comfort food when we do our dishes here. They didn't eat breakfast. This is obviously
Actually,
they didn't eat lunch, breakfast, or
I was
dinner.
waiting for that.
man.
The meat is like,
That's brilliant, though.
Let's say your staff comes in the kitchen and they say like, so this customer wants it well done.
Yeah.
Will you do it, or will you say like, no, this is a waste of meat?
So, we would definitely try to steer them in a different direction at first. So let's say if they want the Wagyu short rib, but they want it well done. I mean, what we would say is, we have other
Sure.
dishes on the menu
Yeah.
that are fantastic, well done. If you would like to order those dishes, we would prefer that way because
Like
you
water.
Get yeah, water will be great. Have a water. Have a liter of beer. But like the idea is, we have dishes that are well done, so we can serve you those dishes. But if you really want to have this steak and you want to have it well done, I mean, you're the paying guest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop
Totally.
you from eating it this way.
Yeah.
We're not that type of restaurant. I'm not that type of chef that dictates you have to eat this in this way. I feel like if you go to your friend's house and your friend is a vegetarian, you're not gonna say to your friend, "Well, sorry, today I only have beef brisket.
Yeah.
Have fun." No, you make the effort and you say, "Well, okay, I have this really nice roasted vegetable. I have all these things that I can prepare." You want your guest to leave as happy as possible.
Yeah, true.
That's the point of someone coming to your house, and I feel like that's the point of us having this restaurant. Is we want to make people happy. We're in the pleasure business, right?
I get it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to the fun part. Let's do some rapid fire question. Are you ready?
Sure.
Don't
Alright.
think about it.
So, who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
Sonic. He's very fast.
Best foodie city.
Best foodie city for Europe. My favorite foodie city right now. I really love Madrid. The food is incredible. Spanish cuisine is amazing, and then they also really embrace other cultures as well. We will move there if we could.
Most underrated restaurant in Zurich.
Uncle Seven's. It's a Chinese restaurant. They make their own dim sum.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay, rate these chefs from best to worst. Marco Pierre White,
Okay.
Grant Ackett,
Okay.
and Massimo Bottura.
Best to worst.
I mean, the thing is, okay, they're all good.
Yeah.
But you have to choose who of them is the worst. That's
Okay, well, I would say Chef Grant first,
Yeah.
because Chef Grant, I've worked with him, and also Chef Grant has overcome a lot of personal difficulties and still come out on top.
Yeah.
So Chef Grant, Massimo Bottura, because the food looks amazing and it's
Yeah.
extremely artistic. It's very personal. I would say MPW is last because he's doing Cornor ads. So I think for a lot of our friends, they would say that's selling out. But hey, man, he's earned 3 stars at such a young age.
Yeah.
So they're all good chefs. They're all amazing chefs.
What would you say, Japanese or Italian cuisine?
Japanese. I think Japanese and Italian works very well together.
These are for me as well, like the two cuisines that you don't fuck with. Like
Yeah.
if you go to Japan and you go, or like a Japanese person comes to your restaurant, they're like, yeah, this is not Japanese style. And this is the same for Italian people. If you do like the carbonara with milk, for example, they're
Yes.
like, what the fuck are you doing, man? This is like, are you like out of your mind? This is like the
Yeah.
two kitchens, like the
For me,
Absolutely.
like the good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.